We have made brand new enhancements to our QuickBooks Online two-way syncing, asset tracking and management, as well as customer and sub-customer creation inside of Lexul Field Service, which then can sync directly to QuickBooks Online. Our customers requested this and we made it happen. Let's jump into Lexul Field Service to see how this works. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do to add a new customer or sub-customer to sync to QuickBooks Online. So open up Lexul Field Service and we're gonna go to the Create New Work Order page in the menu. And here you're gonna see an Add Customer button, and we can just create a new customer. And once we added all the new customer details, you just go ahead and hit Submit. And if you want to go ahead and create a new asset for that customer, you can go here and hit the Add button. And once you've created your customer, you can go ahead below and create your asset. Here, fill these in quick. Again, you can add all the contact, the physical location, and you can check, make sure that's synced to QuickBooks, but let's fill this in quickly. And once you've created the new asset with all the details, you want to make sure the Sync to QuickBooks option is selected, and then just hit Submit. And once these have been added and created, the customer and the asset, which the asset is just the sub-customer in QuickBooks Online, that will sync automatically by default once you add it to Lexul Field Service. Because QuickBooks Online, it syncs automatically, every few minutes or so. And so unlike desktop where you have to go to the web connector and connect it that way, once you're properly linked in Lexul Field Service, it will automatically sync for you. And so then you can use these in the work order, you can add your services, your parts, and then you can sync that invoice as well and link it to the proper customer and proper asset and send the invoice to QuickBooks Online. So that makes it so easy to add customers and assets rather than you don't even have to go inside of QuickBooks Online to add them. You can just add them right here. And this also helps for, let's say you want to keep your business transactions, private from certain staff members. This allows staff members to add, or the people of your choosing to add customers and assets to QuickBooks Online without even opening QuickBooks Online. So it's kind of a roundabout way, and it helps keep, private what you want to keep private. So it's very, very helpful that way as well. And it also, as you can see, when we added this asset or sub-customer, you can also add a parent asset as well. So once you add an initial asset to a customer, let's say it's a new customer and you add a new asset, if you add another new asset, you can link that asset as a child asset and you can connect it to a parent asset. And so those can be linked to each other as well. So that's also something that's very helpful. So what are the use cases for, this functionality, this adding customer, adding an asset, or even having a parent and child asset? What does this matter? Actually, it's helpful in many, many different ways. Number one is that, so let's say at a location, you have multiple different assets. So you can actually sync an invoice and connect a work order directly to the location itself. Otherwise, you can add other assets. Let's say there's multiple different things that are happening on a job location. Let's say there's HVAC or an alarm system or lighting. I'm just using examples that all have an asset. So you can choose which assets are optionally synced to QuickBooks and which ones are not. So as I showed earlier, when you add that asset, you can say, okay, do I want this synced or do I not want this synced? So that way, if you don't have it synced, that extra asset that you added, the work order and the invoice will be synced and will be billed to the location of the customer and not the asset itself. Another way is that you don't even have to open QuickBooks Online itself. Like I mentioned, you can simply go to the Create New Work Order page, and if you're properly linked and connected to QuickBooks Online to the specific workspace that you need or your sandbox file, you can add customers and assets directly to QuickBooks Online without even going into QuickBooks Online. And again, this is very, very helpful for keeping privacy and having only certain people being able to see QuickBooks. Let's say you just have an admin or a like a manager that overlooks your QuickBooks, but you don't want your other staff members being inside of QuickBooks, but you need them to add, let's say they're a dispatcher or they're a different person in the office that need to add customers and new assets. They can do that with this, which is super helpful. And this also helps to track and to manage assets even better than before. So before this, you weren't able at all to add customers and assets from Lexul Field Service inside the UI. So you would always have to go into QuickBooks Online. Now that's changed and you can add it right from the app itself. And another thing that's helpful is I will just show you how to add a parent asset to link it to a child asset. So you have your created customer, you want to find your asset, it's already been created, and if you want to add another asset, you can select the previous asset that's already been created, and then you can link it to another child asset and just create, again, add your info, add your contact, your physical location, and you can choose whether or not you want to sync this to QuickBooks. Again, this is helpful for if you have multiple different assets for a location, or you only want to sync specific assets to QuickBooks Online itself. So that's another way that you can use this. So once you've added those customers and assets in Lexul Field Service, you can go ahead and open up QuickBooks Online and go to customers. So go to customers, and you can see those brand new customers that you've just added, customers and sub-customers, they're called in QuickBooks Online, which they're just called assets in Lexul Field Service, and just search for the customer, and you will see right here already we have the sample company and then the asset that I added, sample shop 2. And then if you were to link the child asset to that parent asset of sample shop 2, it would show underneath the sample shop 2 there. And it's really as simple as that. By selecting these in Lexul Field Service, by selecting the customers and the asset, you can choose exactly where to send the invoice. And then again, that will show as linked to the proper asset inside of QuickBooks Online already. So you don't have to go ahead and manually do that yourself, which saves time. So if you're looking to upgrade QuickBooks Online, the two-way syncing, if you are wanting to help better manage and track your assets with QuickBooks Online, if you're looking to keep privacy among your staff members or among your team, say you just want one person handling QuickBooks Online, you just want one person handling your business transactions, but you still need like a dispatcher to add customers and assets. This may be a great way to help your business do that very thing and to help streamline that process even further. If you have any questions at all for me, if you have any comments or anything you're wondering about, leave a line down below and we'll be happy to get back to you. We'll see you in the next video.